The thing about baseball, too, and I've learned this from JP, is that it's really the only sport where you fail more than you succeed. And even when you fail, you were still at the top if you just fail less than everybody else. I mean, it's a game of failure, but also athletes coming up through high school and in through the college process and, of course, through the major leagues and the minor leagues and all of that, you're really not taught how to fail on a personal level. So when that starts happening, it becomes a trigger. Of course, many other things that occurred in your life, relationship issues that we all have. But I think a lot of people wonder, too, because Major League Baseball does offer sports psychology, things like that. Do players not feel like they can seek out those services, or what is missing for athletes in modern day, since mental health has been more of an issue and more of a topic that has been discussed?
Yeah, I think there's always going to be a little bit of that hesitancy when reaching out for the first time, just mainly from a discomfort level. It's a new thing to do. It's really hard for anybody to admit, like I said earlier, that they don't have it all figured out, that they don't know how to really process what's going on inside. And then, like I said, I think more of the stigma is that it's a sign of weakness when you are feeling that way, which these days it kind of makes my skin crawl, because I've accepted the fact that that's not the case at all. And it's actually the opposite. But I do think there's a little bit of hesitancy at this point still when it comes to athletes utilizing those resources, just because like I said, the stigma of feeling like it's a sign of weakness, or feeling like it might get back to the organization, or that it might be a sign that they are not trustworthy or willing to be able to be relied on when things get tough, which again, it's the exact opposite. It's encouraged. It's there because those resources are there so that you can get these things off your chest, so that you can process these things. So an hour later, 2 hours later, or later when the game starts, you have less things on your mind, and you actually become more reliable because you're able to focus on your craft a little bit more easily. So I do just think there's always going to be a little bit of a hesitancy, and that's why the stigma is what the stigma is. But that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I learned in the hardest way possible that that's not the case. And then going through the process myself, knowing what it's like to be in those shoes of players not wanting to talk about it, thinking that it might be soft or a sign of you not knowing what you're doing. I just know that can be the case when they're going through it in the player's shoes. So just trying to help bridge the gap and make them realize that these resources are available because they are very, very beneficial.